Welcome in, friends. Welcome in. My name is Heidi. I am a psychic medium in California and America, and I am just doing some zodiac readings today. All right, fire signs Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Your vibes for the week ahead. You have the Six of Pentacles. So, the Six of Pentacles is about an equal and fair and balanced give and exchange of energy, time, effort, money, even emotion. Okay, but this is physical effort, physical time out of your schedule, physical money out of your pocket or wallet. Okay, and there may be emotional strings attached to this. Okay, so fire signs. Sometimes we give so deeply because we feel that people have a great need. Okay, and spirit is saying, boy, that sometimes people need to learn their lessons and not get bailed out and not be enabled. Okay, the way that you will give so deeply to try to solve that issue is because you're trying to rescue an earlier version of yourself that no one was there for. That's what I feel for the fire signs. Potentially, please take this where it resonates and leave the rest for others. I'm in the collective right now. However, this week the potential is there for you to feel like you need to bail somebody out, and it's really you because you're a good person and because you've experienced that kind of a situation or some such thing. But spirit is saying, be careful because you may be interfering with someone's karmic lessons and plan and blueprint. They don't exactly learn the lesson when they get bailed out, do they? Have you? Maybe, okay, but this is about balance and recognizing when you're giving to another that there is an energetic exchange and balance needs to be honored here. So if you're loaning money, making sure that it's getting paid back to you, etc. That's what this is about, not stretching yourself too thin, not over giving or allowing others to take advantage of you or vice versa, guys. Sometimes we're not innocent bystanders, okay? Sometimes we have stuff going on and maybe we're the ones who are in excess taking from others. Spirit says that will balance itself out. So if you know that you're taking more than your fair share, you may want to come to some kind of a moderate discipline around this because eventually that will come back to bite you. Now, I don't feel like that's my folks or everyone here. However, it happens. Spirit says these patterns are born from lack or stress or hardship, struggle, trauma. Like in the past, I was poor and now I need to hold on to every damn thing I possibly can, right? These kinds of things are human. All right. So spirit is saying it's okay to have a balance and a flow and to help people if they're going to give back or if it's necessary. However, I feel for the fire signs here, how you may be that good person and you may have a pattern set up of helping someone, but someone has tipped over the edge of necessity here. And if you bail them out, they're not going to learn that lesson. Okay. That's what I feel here. It's not your job. Like it's not your job to step in and fix whatever for these people who can't seem to get it together. Okay. They're never going to get it together if you're always the one who's in the mix and fixing things for them. So what's going on here? You've got suffering. The card is number 23, divine teachers. Suffering. So let's put this one down for a second, because this is about an exchange of energy here, okay? And maybe even bailing someone out or someone having to bail you out. Sometimes we need help, and it's okay to ask for help with the good intentions, okay? Haven't you helped enough people in your life that maybe it's okay to let somebody else help you if you need it, fire sign? However, suffering is a choice. The divine teachers are witnessing this and asking you, how long will you allow yourself to suffer? Listen, I feel that some fire signs are suffering by proxy because they're so worried about other people. Let's take that where it resonates. I really feel how you bring it onto yourself, and you have an aspect of suffering yourself because you're suffering for the circumstances of others that are beyond your control and out of your hands. Even the choices that they make that you know are bad for them, and they just keep living that way. And it's not up to you. It's not up to you to suffer the penance either. Spirit says that benefits you not. That benefits no one. No one. What happens is we all live our own unique life and have our own unique perspective and have our own unique blueprints, man. And I'll just be honest right now. Some of these struggles and challenges are marked on the life path. We are gonna hit them. Okay. We signed up for that shit because our soul knows that we've got what it takes to overcome it. And sometimes that means our loved ones stepping out the way so we can. Fire sign, I feel like you might be that person who's just helping someone in all the ways that you feel is right, but it's enabling them to continue their poor behavior and not change course in a very real way. So Spirit says the suffering will lead them to beckoning and crying out to the light. When it gets that bad, when it gets that hard, when they hit rock bottom, that's when you cry to God. Don't you want them to cry to God and have the personal relationship with God, source creator, that you have found, that you know to be true, that you want for them? Fire sign. This can even be at work. I know this sounds crazy and very deep and emotional, but I feel how at work or at home, some people might be getting away with some things. And it's important to hold them accountable and not give in to enable any poor behavior. Like, oh, you don't know how to do that job? Don't worry, I'll do your job for you. And we don't got to tell nobody. Are you getting paid to do that person's job? Are they getting paid to do that job? Should they know how to do it? Then how are you enabling any kind of healthy pattern? By smoozing that under the rug and covering up for them. Now take that where it resonates, fire sign. Some things are out of your hands. Additional factor here is friendship. Look at these people. They're all holding hands, united, holding their hands up, proud of one another, successful, one another. Nobody's giving another the leg up. And no one's pulling anyone down either. No one's sweeping anything under the rug or running ahead to fix some bullshit. We're all peers and accountable here. Fire sign, Spirit is calling you not to suffer for the misdeeds of others and not to allow it in your experience either. You can be a friend and not enable. You can be a family member and not enable them in that kind of way. I feel like you understand that there's an aspect of toxicity there that just by you kind of stepping away from can give you time for clarity and them time to grow. Aries, you have the necropolis. Wow, right? Exchange of energy, 6 of Pentacles, suffering, okay, and friendship. This is about letting dead things lie, cutting it off completely, total final endings. The necropolis is about bringing something dead back to life. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Why are you willing to risk any sort of future for something that wasn't working to resurrect it back into your life? I feel how sometimes we may get lonely. And then we go, well, you know, I guess something, even a toxic something is better than nothing at all in this area of my life. But Spirit says, like, that creates more suffering. And then you'll have to learn those patterns again that you cut that thing away for, okay? And come back to yourself and recognize your energy management, that time that you're spending alone, investing in yourself, the time that you're spending away from that which is removed from your life. Spirit is saying to invest in you, to invest in yourself, and to let this suffering go. Whether you're suffering in a martyr kind of way, what I feel here, or you just kind of cry for everyone else and all their circumstances. Like, if that's the case, man, your friends, everyone else, maybe you're that comforting shoulder, you know what I mean? The bleeding heart, the comforting shoulder, the ear for all the people to listen to. Aries, you've got to give those things to the divine or let those things go. Okay. You can't just, the Spirit says, if you want to cry, pencil in the time to cry, but pencil in an end date. You know what I mean? Set a timer. Be like, on Tuesday at 5 o'clock, I'm going to cry for all the world and all my friends' problems and all these things. I'm going to cry until it's done. And if it's 6 o'clock, it's done, then we're going to, you know, that's unlocked, that's unpacked, and that's put to rest here, and I can move through my life. Aries, that's what I feel is like, if you feel like you're crying for a whole lots of different things, then just pick a focused moment to allow that energy to move through you, as opposed I feel like, to you reaching back to an unhealthy past and trying to bring it into your life so that you can change those feelings that you're having. I hope that makes sense. Jesus. Leo, you've got the 6 of Pentacles, the suffering with divine teachers and friendship, along with the spring. Spring is when new blossoms are arriving. You know what I mean? Spring is when the new growth is just coming up from the surface. The seeds that were planted however long ago are just starting to bloom, are just starting to blossom. So I can see here how, Leo, you may have really been in there in the thick of it, really supporting some of your folks while they have been suffering, or you. or they you, okay? Because the Six of Pentacles and indicates a resonance of energy in a few different areas, okay? So I do want to say that these friendships that you have, or the peer support network that we're speaking of here, I feel how Leos have been working at creating this change for quite some time, and you may not quite see those results yet, but with this spring, I want to say to you, like this week, you're going to see little tiny little tiny results, okay? So this, you're going to see it in front of you. So from here forward, keep your eyes peeled for the results of the changes and the patterns of those people that are important to you in your life, that have been suffering needlessly. I feel like, I just want to say, you may feel, Leo, like you've been, beating your head into a wall or something, like no progress has been made. And this spring says epiphany is happening. And it's not only just once, it's just the beginning before this really grows and turns into something very beautiful and very different than this suffering that you have previously been connected to or associated with. Okay, so Leo, look for that hope on the horizon, and step in all the right directions. It's moving that way. So watch for it and be excited. Be excited. I love that for Leo. Sagittarius now. Sagittarius. Oh, so mischief is the card that you have. And I see 3 black cats on this card. Okay. So this could be some kind of, see the friendship. 6 of Pentacles, suffering. Okay. So maybe our friendship circle or our peer support network at work, at home, whatever. Okay. The folks that we hold hands with or something, the folks in our life. I feel how this exchange of energy and the suffering means we've been on different wavelengths. Okay. So Sagittarius, you're feeling like you're on a different wavelength from those people in your life that usually you really flow and you're meshed. Okay. So I almost feel like maybe someone has talked trash, someone has said something and it got back to you or the other person, and now someone's feelings are hurt or whatever. I want to say to you, like, all of this is surface stuff that you might be nitpicking about this week. So take it where it resonates, Sagittarius. I feel like there's some underlying sneaky behavior that is the cause of these little sparks and frictions. And if this isn't in you, like a lying, stealing, cheating kind of thing, it might be in one of those people. And that's why you're having these frictions and clashes of energy, okay? Because there's some kind of mischief going on, and you're sensing into it, but it seems like we're having a clash, we're having an argument, we're having a bad vibe with one another, and I don't know why. I don't know why. It's because there's something else there that's hidden. Sagittarius. That's what I have for the fire signs.